Hello, I'm the Nostalgia Critic. I remember it so you don't have to, and welcome to Sonic the Hedgehog 2. Now, I'm doing this Let's Play series because, quite frankly, I didn't want to continue on with Sonic Advance because, well, it is a new channel and I wanted to start off with something new. Now, Sonic the Hedgehog 2 is without a doubt my favorite of all the Sonic Genesis games that have been made, and it's my second favorite Sonic game of all time. So, oh, and one other thing, even though I could go for the special stages, I'm not going to do that because, well, I'm not really a completionist. So, let's go through Emerald Hill, and you might be wondering, oh, who's joining us? Well, that is the then new character of Miles Tails Prowler. Now, you might be wondering, oh, who is Miles Tails Prowler? Well, Miles Prowler, aka Tails, was originally debuted in this game, and, well, he was basically bullied for having two tails. Now, luckily, his two tails can allow him to fly, but of course he was picked on for having two tails, and while admittedly in some continuities he has parents who are alive and well, but in the games so far we don't know if that is the case. Again, I say so far because we could very well learn his parentage in that next Sonic game that they're working on. But anyway, Tails eventually found a broken biplane, which of course belonged to Sonic, and in doing so he fixed it up, met Sonic, and they have been best friends ever since. And there are plenty of different scenarios of how the two of them meet, but they have been best friends since this game, and it's been a long line of friendship between the two. True, those two have had their fair share of fights. Hell, there was even one fight between the two of them, which involved one of Tails' girlfriends. Long story. But those two have been friends for years. And of course, a lot of people have been wondering what would the relationship of Sonic and Tails look like if those two hadn't met. Well, I guess that was kind of answered in Sonic Prime. Now, admittedly, Prime is just okay, in my opinion. It's not the worst Sonic TV show that I've watched. In fact, I'm sure all of us, and Crystal and the Count and myself, will probably review it. We'll probably all review it together at some point. But who knows? That's assuming that they aren't busy with whatever. Anyway, let's continue fighting Eggman. Admittedly, this first boss fight is pretty easy. You just have I lost words. This boss fight is pretty easy. You just have to hit the top of him because he just drives from side to side. For some reason. What? No, Eggman. No, not even Eggman. Ivo. Why are you doing that? Like, you could have literally just shot the drill, whatever. Like, he drives back and forth and you have to hit him 8 times. Now that we've freed all the animals, we can move on to, the level that is constantly seen in every single fucking Sonic game from here on. Chemical Plant. Yep, Chemical Plant. Back then, this was a brand new stage. Nowadays, we've seen it in a ton of Sonic games. From Generations, to Forces, to Mania, to Frontiers. I like Frontiers, but even I have to admit that the damn cyberspace levels could have used a little bit more original levels. Doing a level from, say, Sonic Adventure. Admittedly, we haven't seen anything from Sonic Adventure ever that I think about. I would say, adding a level from Heroes, but then again, we have seen plenty of levels from Sonic Heroes. We saw a lot of levels from Sonic Heroes in Team Sonic Racing. But whatever. Oh, and just in case you guys are wondering, I'm having a little bit of trouble moving the left, well, moving the left button. Why? Because, well, the count gave me a new control, so that way I could continue moving with the game. But however, what he failed to tell me is that the button is the left button is a little bit busted. So even though I did get through Chemical Plant Act 2, it's still gonna be, Act 1 anyway, it's still gonna be a bit of a pain trying to get through Act 2. Because there's a lot of points in this particular part where you have to push the left button. And my god, I have always seemed to struggle when it comes to I always seem to struggle with this particular level. Not all the time, I don't always struggle with it, but I do struggle with Act 2 of Chemical Plant a little bit. And shockingly enough, it's usually because of the underwater stuff. But hey, people who are much more skilled at this game than I am people who are much more skilled with this level than I am have done it where they don't even need to be under the water. So, they're way more skilled at the game than I am. But hey, I'm also a little bit rusty at the game, considering the fact that, I used to play the game all the time, but I haven't played it in a little while, so I am a little bit rusty at it, but whatever. Anyway, this Sonic game is a lot of fun, I really enjoy it, and oh shit. Oh god, it's this part. Yeah, as you guys can... Oh my god. Now, jump! Okay. Come on. Yeah, and you guys might also be able to tell that there is a little bit of slowdown when it comes to this game, so if you can imagine, so yeah, the game is a little bit messed up, but whatever, there will be some hints of slowdown, but whatever. Now that we got out of there, I'm gonna wait for that, and I'm gonna jump on it. Yeah, that is the other part that I struggle with, because I always end up messing up, and then I have to keep moving. Yeah. As you can tell, it can be a bit of a pain trying to get moving. But whatever. Now we just have to keep going and get to the end of the act. Ah, crap. I'll see you next time.